Hi, fourth graders. It's Miss Cobble again. We are working on area and perimeter this week. So I know you are a little familiar with this, but hopefully it'll give you a good review as you go through your work. So we will start out today looking at perimeter. So first of all, you'll notice I put the definition of perimeter. So perimeter is basically the distance around a shape. So like when we would talk in class about it, we would talk about the fence. It's the distance around the shape. So we're not thinking the inside right now. So this rectangle right here, it has the dimensions of 4 and 2. So if I was trying to find the perimeter of this rectangle, I would add 4 plus 2 plus another 4 and another 2. So remember, we need the distance around the entire shape. The biggest mistake that I tend to see with this is that we only add the 4 and 2. Make sure I know that this is the same length as this, and so I would label my 4 there. So the perimeter, 4 plus 4 plus 2 plus 2, when I add it all together, I get 12 inches. So right here is the formula, like you would often see it written out on the star chart. That means perimeter is equal to 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. Okay, so still talking perimeter. If I have a square that looks like this, and I know one side is 2 inches. Well, automatically, I know that a square has equal sides. So that tells me that if this side is 2, then this side is 2. This side is 2, and so forth. So my perimeter here would be 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. Or I could also say 4 times the length of each side. So 4 times 2 is 8. All right, so now it's your turn. So we're still talking perimeter, but pretend for a minute you have this rectangle and the dimensions are 2 inches by 3 inches. So take a minute and I want you to find the perimeter. Okay, if you need more time, then just pause the video and you can replay when you're ready. So if I have this rectangle and I know it's 2 by 3, then automatically I know, I've answered it right here, that the perimeter is going to be 3 plus 3 plus 2 plus 2. Again, I'm putting a label to these sides, even though the number wasn't already there. So the perimeter here is 10 inches. All right, so let's do one more. Okay, so if we know perimeter is the distance around, what if I had a perimeter that was 18 inches? What could be the dimensions of this rectangle? What could be the length, the number that goes with the length, or the dimension for the width? Take a minute to think, and go ahead and pause if you need time. Okay, so if I have a rectangle that has a perimeter of 18 inches, so here are some of my answers. Now there's really more than one answer, but here are some examples. So I could have a rectangle that's 5 by 4 because I know 5 plus 5 plus 4 plus 4 is 18. The perimeter is 18. If I look over here, I could have a rectangle with the dimensions of 6 and 3. So again, 6 plus 6 plus 3 plus 3 equals 18. Okay, now we could go even further and give more answers, but here, these are 2 examples of how you would go about a problem like that. So now let's look at area. So area is the amount of surface that it covers. So area is length times width. That's how you would see it written as a formula. Now this is specifically for a rectangle or a square. So if I have this rectangle, and if it's 10 feet by 5 feet, 10 times 5 is 50, so it's 50 feet squared, or 50 square feet. Here's another example with area. If I have a rectangle and I know the area is 35 square inches, but then I also know that one of the dimensions is 5 inches, I could still solve that problem. I know that area is length times width. Now, but the weird thing about this problem is that they gave me the area. So they gave me the area, so I put it here. Like normally I would have my answer, but this time I'm going to fill that in. So 35 is equal to the length times 5. I can fill in this 5 because I already have that dimension. Okay, so 5 times something is 35, so it must be 7. So the other side or the other dimension is 7 inches. All right, your turn. So I have a rectangle. It's 8 feet by 3 feet, and I need to find the area. Take a minute, grab some scratch paper, and see if you can determine what the area is. Go ahead and pause to give yourself time. All right, see if you agree with me. If the rectangle is 8 feet by 3 feet, I know the area is length times width. So 8 times 3 is 24 square feet. All right, last one to try. So if I have a rectangle and the area is 250 square feet, what are the dimensions? I'll give you a little hint. Remember, area, which I already know in this case, is length times width. So what two numbers can you multiply together to get 250? Go ahead and pause and give yourself time to think. Okay, so if I have an area of 250 square feet, here are some possible answers. I could have a length of 5 feet and a width of 50 feet because 50 times 5 is 250 square feet. I could have a length of 25 feet and a width of 10 feet because I know 25 times 10 is 250 square feet. Now, there are more answers that could go with this, but that gives you 2 ways that you could possibly get 250. Guys, I hope this helps, and let us know how you're doing. We're excited to work with you this week. Bye.